welcome to week 5 of Happy Are Those. I'm Heather, and as some of you may have seen, I've recently been traveling around and doing a little work and a little speaking and visiting with some old dear friends, which has been great. But now I'm back in my little office, and I wanted to share something that happened on my last day of my trip to Nashville. Now, some people had thought, oh, you went to Nashville because now you're doing music and you're going to go try and record. Or it's like, no, I'm not going to break into the Nashville music scene. But I did go to visit an old dear friend who'd been a musician all her life and has been a really strong influence on me in so many ways. And that's just where she happens to live. So on the last day, we decided we'd do some touring around in town, and she drove me all around kind of the music row where the publishing houses are and the production companies. A lot of them are in little craftsman houses and stuff, and I thought, well, that's really cool. You can kind of picture that. And then we went into the big, junky, touristy, like it's like Vegas and French Quarter mixed together, just loud and, everyone drinking and making noise at 11 in the morning. And it was like, okay, I get that people want to do that. They see Nashville, but there was no appeal to me in particular. So I thought, well, what else are we going to do? And we decided we would go to the Johnny Cash Museum. I thought, well, okay, that's cool. Let's go see that. But I'm in the store and, everything's just here. Buy the mug, buy the t-shirt, buy the shot glass, buy the blah, 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 And I thought, it's kind of nice when you get to a stage where I can just see this and I can have this moment. And now I know what this is, but I don't actually need another coffee mug or a shot glass or another t-shirt. And I was starting to think like, oh, I guess I'll go home with no souvenirs from my big trip to Nashville now that I'm a musician, and except for the wonderful memories of my time with Kate and her helping me on the piano and noodling some things, which was really great. And then we go to the Country Music Hall of Fame gift shop. Now, I don't really even like country music, so I don't even know who would be in the Hall of Fame or most of that music. But we walk in that gift shop, and by the front door, there's this display with all of these little junky, bright-colored ukuleles. And like little touristy things for $25 or something. And I thought, ooh, ukulele? Should I have a ukulele? Well, who knows where these thoughts come from. This is where kind of discernment is our life of wisdom, right? And then I just turned a little bit to the side, and across the way on a special display, I saw this. It's a Gretsch ukulele. I didn't know what that was, but Kate said, oh, it's a Gretsch. That's a great one. But I know that I just thought the color of the wood was so perfect, and it just called to me like, that color, that's got to be part of your life, that color. And then I just plucked one chord, and I felt as if I could feel like my heartstrings being plucked and pulled at. And I thought, oh, I don't know what this is, but I need to have this in my life. Happy are those. Anyhow, I spent about 20 minutes trying to decide, and I did a little comparison shopping, like, oh, Heather, are you going to get home and go, that was so ridiculous. You bought this at a gift shop. You could have gotten it cheaper online. You could have had it delivered. Except I knew in that moment two things. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't go home and order one. If I went home without one, I wasn't going to buy a ukulele. And somehow I was supposed to buy this ukulele, the display one, because they brought out a different one and I didn't like the color of the wood quite so much. And so they let me have the display one, and this was supposed to be mine. And it'll forever be tied to that moment of being there with Kate in Nashville and hearing that sound and going, oh, I think that sound has to be in my life. And certainly the Psalms and the scriptures are just rich with the sound of people plucking chords and making joyful noises with harp and lyre. That's just part of the gift of the tradition. And I think about the song, which is probably the most popular non-Christian spiritual song there is, which is the Leonard Cohen song, Hallelujah. I heard there was a secret chord that David played, and it pleased the Lord. And that idea of a secret chord is really beautiful. I think we all long to have a secret chord in us, that if we can identify it and we can have it plucked just so that we can make music with our lives. So I pray that if you hear a sound like this or like this that speaks to you today, even if it's somebody's words or an image or an idea, that you will lean into it and let it be your joyful noise. I think we'll just leave it there. Have a wonderful week. I'll see you next week. God's peace.